Hello, we are having another exciting review, and today we're gonna be talking about Makeup by Mario. This just came into my mail. Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. I've also picked up, this is his soft scalp shaping stick, contour stick in a shade medium dark. Just haven't picked up this one yet, so I wanted to give it a shot, and I saw that it has our award for it, so I want to try it. But today is going to be all about new Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer, which retails for $29, comes in 22 shades, made in Canada, and it has 24 months shelf life. Mine is in the shade 180. This is how packaging looks like. It's pretty simple. I can already tell this shade is going to be a little bit lighter than I am at the moment. In the meantime, I did get some more tan from the sun. Also, unfortunately, some sunspots. I don't know how did that happen, but we are going to do what is left of this day because it's 1:34 at the moment, and I'm going to do check-ins throughout the rest of the day. But what it is good, it's really hot, so we'll see if this is going to stand this heat today. This, however, claims to be crease proof and long wearing, but it's not water resistant, so at least I hope it's going to stand throughout the day. We'll see. Anyways, let me show you the swatch. Felt really creamy. I can already tell this is going to be a bit lighter for me. I should have gone with the shade 200 and I think it was 220 because that one would suit me way better at this time. But what happened was swatches on the video that he was showing up, lighter shades were looking so much deeper. I usually like to see video swatches, but I should have went what I saw on the pictures in this case, just because I would have my perfect shade, but we'll make it work. Because usually when you do pick your concealer, you should go with a shade, one shade lighter than your skin tone, and then for the rest of your face, same shade to conceal, same shade as your foundation is. So you know what, once you blend it, it's not that bad, and it's not that creamy when I'm trying to blend it. It's almost as it has a little bit of resistance, I would say, but we'll see once it goes on my skin. First, I'm going in with my Prada New Foundation, and I'm gonna be using this Real Techniques sculpting brush. Oh, I think this one will be really great, even for this is initially meant for the contour products, but I do love using this for my foundation. I will also link down this Prada foundation review so you can check it out, the full tutorial. Anyways, before we continue, I do have, like I said, some sunspots, and I do not want to go with my concealer or with my foundation on top of it. It's gonna make it gray. Before you use any concealer, if you're having dark spots, you do want to use corrector. Unless you are working with some camouflage makeup, it's not going to cover it up, especially if they are really emphasized. So what you want to do with your corrector, you just want to hit the spots where your dark circles are, or some shadows, or like I said, dark spots on your face. Usually before I go with my concealer, I do use contour, but just for the review purposes, I will first go in with concealer. Shade 180 is described as a warm undertone, and here is how it looks like compared to my Prada foundation. So this is foundation, this is concealer, but actually looks pretty neutral. Anyways, I will be applying my dual-ended Sigma brush. This one is E38 and E54. And I will start by applying smaller layer first. I don't know, I just feel like I need my beauty blender for this and not a brush. Also, I will say it is pretty thick. You can definitely build this to a fuller coverage. Buildable formula that conceals even the darkest under eye circles. But the issue with this claim is, unless you are using color corrector, how you can fully conceal your dark circles? You have to use corrector. Otherwise, you can just brighten up your under eye area, which is pretty good. Actually, I'm surprised how this shade looks on my skin. Let me zoom in. Now hopefully you can see better. So usually what I like to do is to take a product, take it like this. This is, of course, if you're using it for yourself. If you're using it with clients, then you have to use something like this. Then I like to use my beauty blender and And now I like to go with a product. Otherwise, if my beauty blender is without a product, I have too much product on my face. Let's just say this works way better, okay? Because otherwise it's not blending equally, and that's not what I like. Also, with this concealer, it says that it's formulated with Lift and Lock technology, caffeine-infused concealer that depuffs, tightens, and smooths. That's a lot of claim. I will build this up a little bit more. I know that it feels like I put 3 layers on, but because I'm using my beauty blender going really slowly, this is how it looks like with just, I would say, a little bit over 1 layer. Again, I'm surprised with this color because I thought it's going to be way off, and it's not that good. This is how it looks like. I would love to build this a little bit more. Usually I do not like to use too much of a product underneath my eye. I really, regardless if it's me or some other clients, I do love to keep that area really soft, really using less product that I can, possibly, unless we have something really bad going on underneath the eyes. But other than that, I don't like to use too much of the product, and it does have a little bit of luminosity. For that much product that I put, not bad. I just want to build it up to see what's going to happen. Now, once I've done other side, I do want to build this up, and I will add a little bit more of a product. And I want to go with a small brush like this. This way I can be really precise and not just kind of throw out product all over my face. And I know this is not the quickest way, the easiest way to apply a product, but whenever I'm doing anything when it comes to makeup, taking time and building stuff up, it really helps. I forgot my aircon was on. Also, I do want to apply a little bit right here, and a brush like this is pretty great for doing this area around your nose. And to lighten it up, and then I want to use brush like this. I figured a brush like this would just really push the product into my skin. This is actually from Wonder 2 Cosmetics. Doesn't have any name on it. Does my skin looks perfect compared to before. I love how luminous it is. I'm having dry skin, and this is not... I thought it's going to be much more... Well, I thought it's gonna be matte, okay? So it's not. It's luminous. Also, I wanted to check how this will perform on top of my eyeshadows. I will apply some eyeshadows later, but this is going to be my base today. And let me see what it does when it comes to my eyelid. I'm loving this. Well, let's move on to a contour so that I can see how this will combine with some other products. I will also set this concealer because it has to stay the entire day. So we're going to do a full face makeup. And I'm using this Soft Sculpt shaping stick. This is in the shade medium dark. I hope it's not going to be too dark. And I am using my sculpting brush from Real Techniques. This one is pretty dark. I could have gone with the medium as well, but it turns out this one blends beautifully as well. So even though it looks dark, once you blend it, because it is so creamy, it's easy to blend. I didn't know what to expect from this one. I haven't watched any reviews on it. But again, let's see how this one will combine with the concealer. It blends really nicely. I just wish I have a lighter shade for my nose contour, definitely. We'll fix that as well. As long as it's creamy and flexible, it's not going to be a problem. But what I do like, it's really neutral. That's beautiful. I loved it. It blends easily and it's not muddy when I blend it, and it looks perfect on my forehead. Really subtle, really nice, really beautiful. Just for the end, I do want to use some more of a concealer just to perfect these areas right here. Apply some of it in the center of my forehead to see how that will go. And I really like brush like this because it blends everything in. I'm also going to use this concealer in the center of my nose. Also, I would say that it oxidizes a little bit, as you can tell, once it sets. Now let me just set the under eye area. And before that, of course, I do want to see if I have creasing. Somehow we don't have a lot of creasing, which is great. Now I'm going to be using La Prairie translucent in number 02, and Charlotte Tilbury. This is my favorite, but I will try to use both of them to see the difference. This is Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, but it is in number 1, so it's really fair. I'll definitely have to order shade number 2. Usually this is my go-to shade, but yeah, at the moment I am a little bit darker than I usually am. So I just want to set this under an area to see what is going to happen. So this side is Charlotte Tilbury. I don't want to go too much with it. At the moment, I just feel like this is tiny bit too much. The other one will be La Prairie in shade number 02. You know what? I don't mind both of them, really similar. La Prairie is a little bit more dewy, I would say. It's not dewy, but this one is a bit more matte, but the skin looks nice. Anyways, I will finish off the rest of my face and I will be right. I just wanted to quickly jump in, even though my makeup is not completely done, but just to make a quick check-in since this has been stayed this concealer a couple of hours already, and at the moment I do see a little bit of creasing, nothing too crazy, because usually when you do this with your brush you would see creasing, right? So I'll just say these are my fine lines, not that the concealer is creasing. If anything, it's creasing a little bit right here, but other than that, this area, it's not creasing. That's good. I'll check in with you in a couple of hours later. It is my next check-in and it's been a couple of hours. It's currently 6:53. Actually, I didn't have time to touch my makeup. I wanted to do something else with my eyes. So far, I'll say my skin looks pretty good considering everything. I would love to touch up a little bit certain areas, especially around my nose. But what I do want to know, I am having minimal creasing, and that is basically my fine lines. And just because I did apply a touch of little more than I wanted on my certain spots under eyes. Other than that, I would say it looks pretty good. I would just love to apply lightly, even less amount of powder. And somehow, because it is so hot, I do love La Prairie side tiny bit more than the right one. For now, I can just touch up this area around my nose. See, and it's already better. That's all I'm gonna do for now. See, this is what amazes me. It's not creasing. That, again, it's not creasing. It's not creasing. That's amazing. It does just a little bit, like a little bit right here, but I put too much of the product just for the demonstration purposes. But obviously I will have to test this again. But I would say so far so good. This is my last check-in and nothing changed. I think everything stayed the same as on the last one. As I said, I would definitely have to test this one out, as everything else, this is just the first impressions. But so far I'm pleasantly surprised. If it does have any creasing, it's so minimal. So I think this one is really good. And as it claims, it is longwear. Anyways, I will link everything in a description. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to this product. Have you tried it, or are you planning on buying this one? We do have, I would say, season of concealers. I did order a couple of more to try and test for you guys, so stay tuned for that as well. I also had an idea to make a video about new concealers that are out that I think are pretty good, to try to compare them and to make it easier for you to decide which one would be probably best for you. I also have coming up a couple of exciting reviews, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys really soon in my next review video. Thank you. Bye.